Tensions are high at Emory University headed into finals week tomorrow. This weekend has been calmer than the protests against the Israel-Hamas war on campus at the end of the week. Police arrested 28 people, including students and faculty, on Thursday. They were all let out on signature bonds, meaning they did not have to put up any money. Protesters were at Emory demanding a ceasefire between Israel and the terror group Hamas to help Palestinians in Gaza. But some Jewish students say the protests were anti-Semitic.
If I was more open with my views here, I would definitely immediately be ostracized by a lot of people.
Emory says the police were called because some non-students and faculty made their way into the protest. Atlanta police say that its officers helped Emory police arrest protesters who refused to leave. Atlanta is not the only city seeing college students protesting the war. CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn shares more of the campus protests happening across the country.
At Northeastern University in Boston Saturday, more than 100 demonstrators were arrested. In Indiana, state troopers in riot gear arrested dozens of protesters who ignored orders to take down tents. And in Los Angeles Saturday night, the University of Southern California closed its campus to anyone but residents after protesters returned to the school. The LAPD issued a tactical alert. At campuses across the country, pro-Palestinian protesters continue to call for universities to divest from companies that do business with Israel. The images have spread worldwide. In Gaza, these messages seen written on refugee tents Saturday. But many Jewish students say they're encountering anti-Semitism.
I, like many students, fear that the extremist rhetoric could at any moment become real violence.
At Washington University in St. Louis, hundreds chanted to free Gaza.
Do you think that Hamas should release the U.S. and Israeli hostages?
To be honest, I think that's like a little bit of I'm not sure I agree with the framing of that question.
At Cal Poly Humboldt, where students continue to occupy administrative buildings, the school says it is now enforcing a hard closure of campus. And at Columbia University, the administration banned one student protest leader after videos surfaced of them saying, quote, "Zionists don't deserve to live." An encampment remains up on the lawn where commencement ceremonies are still scheduled for May 15th. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
We have more coverage of the student protests of the Israel-Hamas war on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. You can also scan the QR code right here on your screen to download our free news app to read more.